I don't think too much about being different, but just being sincere and natural. Where's my clipboard? I'm Bruce Liu, and I'm a pianist. I'm not Bruce Lee. I started music as a hobby, probably like most kids, with many other things that I also like to do, including swimming and chess. Music was somehow a way for me to be seated and without moving all the time in the house. So it was like a relief for my parents that, the kids is finally silent for a while. If you talk about exactly a piece that inspired me, it's actually the Rachmaninov number 2. And it really came with a recording that I didn't know who was playing at the time. My dad was listening in the house. I was fascinated because of the drama of the orchestra and also how important part the piano was taking part in this piece. And it was funny because it was like a counterfeit recording. So there was no artist name on it. But later on, I figured out it was Richter. This is a very special moment for Rachmaninoff when he wrote that, because we all know his first symphony was a big failure and he was in huge depression in that period. And this concerto is not dedicated to any conductors or patrons, but to his therapist, Mr. Dahl, which helped him to come back to a very confident composer, let's say, because in the next 15 years, he wrote so many masterpieces. So it's like the start of a new enlightenment. This concerto is full of hope, basically. It will sound better with orchestra. Now I feel a bit naked. He was a great pianist with big hands, especially in the Rachmaninoff concerto. And in the first movement, I think what shocks me the most is that it starts with piano. So it's a very bold move. And it really reminds me of how he imagining the Orthodox church bells sound. It's like it starts with very simple chords, and that's where you need big hands. So you really feel the chords progression. My first encounter with the Philharmonia was 2 years ago, actually, and it was a replacement, last-minute call. And we played the Tchaikovsky second concerto, which is a very rarely played concerto, so I only have very good memories of that. I was really surprised by the flexibility of the orchestra, which I think is probably one of the most important qualities, especially for me as a pianist, that we never play the same instrument. So we really have to adapt very quickly all the time. They really play like chamber musicians, which I think can't be any better somehow. After the first rehearsal, it was not much to say. I felt this common understanding. There were some intuitions that we just go to some directions together, and I think this is just the best way.